Hey everybody, it's PSI here. So this video is going to be talking about the upcoming week. I think it's pretty straightforward in my opinion, but I always find it helpful to prepare for the week ahead. So excuse me. So last Friday we had a fairly weak close, and we closed below 74.15, which is pretty important for the Bears. They were able to close below value area, and I can pull up my indicators here. Okay, let me zoom in. It's just easier to see. So 3 o'clock. This was the close, even though I see these bars, yes. But 3 o'clock. We close at 73.79 and a quarter, which is below 74.07, 74.15. Both the low of the range area for the majority of the week. And the reason why I think it's really simple is if we're opening up tomorrow, or even perhaps tonight, could be tonight too, but opening up tomorrow with strength above 74.10 to 74.15, well, just like has been happening since last Tuesday, we're probably going to end up testing 74.72 again. On the other hand, if we open below 74.15, 74.10, and we are unable to get back inside of the range, where are we going to go? Well, that's why I had the daily pulled up. Let me turn off the indicators for a moment just so it's a little bit cleaner. Well, most likely the market is going to want to test this area of support at 7300 area. So 7308, to be more specific, 7318. I would say that general area here. Okay. Um, Reason being is fairly simple. Once it's pointed out to people. So we made a lower low here, and we trapped 2 days, and we created a bull gap. Normally, I would say this would lead to a new all-time high, but however, it did not. So because it did not, there's a fairly good chance, in my opinion at least, that we are going to want to test this support area one more time, uh, perhaps early in the next week. So if we build value below 74.15, and all that means is we're not able to close back inside of the range, we more than likely are going to be testing 7,300, somewhere around that area. That's where I'll be having my take profit zones at. I'm going to talk a little bit about levels. Just need to adjust some of these parameters here. Okay. We are on a hourly chart, and line perfect right here, 7308 and a quarter. I certainly have that one marked. I'll go back and I'll mark 74.15. Still think it's a very relevant level. 74.72. And then I'll bring up the profile, the volume profile, just to see. There is a bear gap as well. Let me change this news index. That has yet to be filled here. So 75.28, 75.27 area. Certainly mark that because if we do close back inside of 74.15 and we have some buying pressure to test 74.72, there's a fairly good chance that we're going to fill that gap up there. So I want to be aware of that. Yeah, there's doesn't seem to be a lot of levels between 74.15 to 73.08. I think one that is worth marking is 73.54 or 73.60.50 better, perhaps because it was the low Friday session, but also volume. It was a point of control right before this bull gap. on the 11th of June. Excuse me, or before the 12th of June, so the 11th. Yeah, overall, I'm just gonna keep it pretty simple. I think we're able to maintain some selling pressure. Ultimately, we want to test 7,300 area, and if not, if we're able to close inside of last week's range between Tuesday to Friday, we're probably testing 74, 72, and there's a chance that we fill this gap up. Hope you guys have a great week. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck tonight if you trade tonight. See you soon.